Takes more than guts to be a gangster. It takes good ideas. And I hope these ideas help you. Hey, what's up, guys? This is your mob boss, GangsterKT, and have had some changes recently to how I'm going to play and really wanted to share those with everyone in case it helps anyone out. So, we're going to do a video about mob finances. This is hard to say, it's been a while, but going free to play. Also going to touch on, based on this change, how I'm going to prioritize all the new characters in patch 7.0, so we'll get to that as well. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. So this is a tough decision for me. I've played this game since launch, so basically for 5 years, and I think I've bought one of the new character offers. I started a little sporadically, but really ever since Infinity Watch, which at this point I think they're maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago even. But had bought one of the new character offers ever since Infinity Watch, so it's a little scary thinking how much money that adds up to over the 2.5-ish years. But like I've said in previous videos, it really allows me to play the game at the level I want to, and I think that's one of the best investments per dollar that you can make in this game. So it's something I've always done as my hobby, and I will say this is by no means like a lecture or talking about how people should spend their money. Spending money in a mobile game should be completely based on your disposable income and what that game means to you. It really shouldn't be a factor of game dynamics. However, for me, it is right now, and I'll explain that. And it almost comes into not as much like can I spend it type thing, but like, is it right? Is it still worthwhile to me? Do I still have merit in spending money on these things? So I'm going to get into all that here, but it's actually been pretty tough because I know it's going to change how I play this game, and with all the complaints out there, myself doing a lot of them sometimes, I do love this game at the end of the day. It's a very important hobby to me, and hope I can continue to play it long term. So what has caused me to decide to go free to play? So to boil it all down, it really comes down to I'm no longer able to meet my goals of this game with the level that I used to spend money at. So my goals in this game, I mean, number one, I love hanging with my alliance, so that's always fun. That'll always be there, doing war with them, those types of things. But I've always really wanted to play at a high level and wanted to be able to swim with the whales and the krakens, even if I wasn't spending at that level. And so I know I'm going to be weaker than them, and it's taken a lot of very careful resource planning, which I like to talk about in my videos, really studying fights and learning character mechanics too. So you kind of need to be an expert at all facets of the game to be able to do that. But I do feel that, you know, with characters like the 5-star level, I am able to compete with characters. Krakens have it 7 stars, and I think 5 stars is about the limit on that, no lower. So long story short, not able to meet those same goals. I don't think at my previous spending level of one new character offer that I'll still be able to compete with the Krakens long term anymore. So a big part of that, the new character offer is less shards for more money. So again, I'm actually not as worried about the $60 now instead of 50. I mean, it's a 20% increase. It sucks. But, you know, if they would have blamed it on inflation, said their costs have gone up, they're paying their employees more, something like that, I could have dug it, could have got behind that. But to just out of nowhere do that, and then especially to have less shards plus not have any of that lottery RNG element anymore, it's just a crock of shit. So doing it on Kang was one thing. But now it's obvious they're going to be doing this on every character. I was really waiting to see once Masters of Evil was over and all the attraction there, if the pricing was going to continue, and it obviously has. So you get less shards for more money, so your shards per dollar is greatly less than what it used to be. And then additionally, the release of the character has less shards, so even buying that offer, even if I get those 100 shards, I'm not guaranteed 5-star anymore at all. I didn't get a 5-star on Agent Venom, even though it was still the higher shards on his offer. And there's just less shards in the character release, to where I think even buying that first new character, I'm probably going to be ending up at 4 stars for a lot of these new characters. And again, I just don't think that that's competitive with the Krakens at that level. So with that no longer allowing me to be competitive, I had to decide, you know, like decision tree, what do I want to do? Am I going to start spending $100 on every new character? No, I have no interest in that. It's a great hobby. I love it, but that's just, for me, getting a little carried away and doesn't feel right. So do I keep buying the offer and just be cool with a 4-star character and not worry about competing with the Krakens anymore? I mean, I guess that's not what I've enjoyed with this game my past 2 years. So kind of came to the conclusion if I'm going to do that, I might as well just go free to play. I have a lot of guys in my alliance that are badasses that are free to play, so I know it's still possible. I'm just going to have to maybe adjust how I'm doing things a little more, figure out how to spend the 675 cores on those really important new characters to still try and get them at higher star, do those types of things. So what's my fallout going to be from this? I think the main place this is going to impact me is Crucible. And like if I think about right now, having a star or two less on all my Masters of Evil's characters, I'm not sure if they can still. I mean, they could maybe still take out the Wakandas because Wakandans are getting a turn. But there is a point you still need enough power, even for crazy big punch up capabilities, to be able to pull it off. So I really do think with Crucible having only 12 total offensive and defensive teams as opposed to War, that the incremental value of each team is a lot higher in Crucible, and I think going free to play is definitely gonna make it so I can no longer be in Masters 1. I'm getting back up close to Masters 2 again, so I was excited for that. But probably gonna go be at the mid-level diamond levels, slightly lower rewards there, but at the end of the day, once I get adjusted and I'm not like pushing for Masters anymore, I really think that'll be okay. So it really shouldn't impact War at the level that I play at. I mean, sure, I might have lower damage overall, but I don't really see it causing our alliance to win or lose a war. I'm one person out of 24, so I don't think it'll be that impactful. Probably will drop an arena. It'll depend on the meta and how old, if those characters are farmable or what level you can get them at. But ones like Spider Weaver, 2099, with those being newer and not yet farmable, with obviously the exclusion for Weaver there. But those characters at 4 stars right now, I doubt would be cutting it in arena. So do expect to drop in arena a little bit. And then the thing I guess I'm worried about the most is when I look at a character like Agatha. I mean, Agatha's been out for a year. She's still not farmable. I only have her at 5 stars still. And so thinking that if I hadn't bought her, I might have her at 4 stars or even at 3 stars during this whole past year. That does make me a little nervous about this, but again, I'm not going to put up with the higher pricing, so they can have those situations. That's exactly why they do that. So you have the FOMO, right? You're worried, hey, if they make that next character not farmable for a year, I should have bought them. But not gonna fall into that trap, and but that is one lookout for me. And then again, I think during the adjustment it'll suck because I'm used to playing at a certain level. But like I said before, I know a lot of badasses that are free to play. And I think once I get used to being in the different league, then that competitiveness is there again. And so I think long term, we'll still be able to enjoy the game at close to the same level. So overall, that's my explanation of why I'm doing this. I think one of the most important parts, I can say my dignity is maintained. So again, this wasn't just oh crap, I'm going to go completely broke if I spend $60 instead of $50. I mean, I know I could go to the web store and still get it for $50. It's more just the less characters in release. It's just all piling up. It'll probably keep continuing to get worse. So just kind of hit my line where from a practicality standpoint, I did not think I could really keep buying that first new character offer each time. If they do lower the price down the road or if other things change, may adjust that, but that's where I'm at right now. So let's talk a lot about a little happier subject. Getting into my plans for patch 7.0. So I'm going to start off by saying I could not care less about the invaders. I have not read their kits yet. Probably the first time I've never read the new kits for characters the day they come out. Part of it is knowing I was probably going to stop spending, and once I saw that price for no, it's not Union Jack, for the Iron Man, or not the Captain America guy, whatever. I'm not paying that much attention to him. When I saw that price, I knew I wasn't going to be spending money. So just haven't read the kits. Don't plan on investing in them at all. I'm sure when the new raid comes out, they will be required. And it's one of those teams I'll have to go back and make up at some point, but the resources that I'm looking at now should be more plentiful then, so they just are not going to be my priority at all. I'm going to have fun not having to care about their having as many shards on them and not using them. I will still get as many as I can during their events without going crazy, because why not, right? Still want to get the shards. I still am opening red stars for them, but don't really care about prioritizing them at all. I will say, based on, I saw a really good video Dogbert had, and I've heard this comment a little more, but based on the Fury rework, I did go ahead and level him up and plan to start using him on the skill node, so I'm going to try that tonight for the first time. But overall, not worrying about the invaders. I do care about Quicksilver this patch because of how much I like Crucible and really just how overall dominant of a character he seems like he's going to be. You know, he's supposed to be the next Silver Surfer, the next like meta-defining character that's going to change the course of the game. So definitely care about him. And then I do care about Cosmic Crucible, and therefore I care about Firestar. So instead of worrying about the 4 new Invader characters, I am going to focus on these other things. So for the first half of the patch, my priority is to continue leveling characters to the max level cap. So when I hit 93, I'll take my horde of characters that I'm taking up with me in those levels up to 93, and I have other videos talking about what characters those are. And then I'm just going to save after that to be able to try and max out Quicksilver and Firestar, and then the new Warriors. Working on the rest of Cloak and Dagger and Deathpool to get them maxed as well for Crucible. So I admittedly don't know if those new Warrior reworks have gone into effect yet this patch, or if it's something down the road. All that news kind of came so quickly with Firestar as well, but it seems like they're going to be a great team, and so I am going to continue to focus on the PvP. I'm actually going to skip a team for the first time in a very, very long time. Part of that's the spending, and part of that is just kind of burnout of new characters a little bit, and then also that they are 4 raids, and I've been doing the skill raids with characters for a while now. So I know you could have said that about Rebirth, about a lot of things, but that is my plan, and I think that is the right plan for where I'm in the game right now. So that was it for today's video. A little shorter, but again, I did want to share with my mob, share with my boys here that is why I'm going free to play, and then also explain a little bit what I'm going to do for patch 7.0. So I hope that this advice helped you. As always, I give you my word that this is the best advice I have. All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Peace.